this mall, right? And we are obviously struggling with this whole thing because we'd been there probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks at this point, and we had started in the south of California and went up towards the north. And at this point, we were right in the middle area, like in Santa Rosa, right? And so we had seen everything from things that looked like zombies, that naked walking around out of this mall, with flies flying in and out of their mouth. Like, I'm not joking you. And I went on this rampage because we were sitting at the Starbucks at the mall, right? And we were just sitting there having our coffee and thinking about what the hell we're going to do because we already got completely screwed by going there. And we didn't have hardly any dough left, and because we got robbed, we almost got human trafficked. We've had to pay for hotels that were not part of the trip because our Greyhound driver fucked us over. I mean, you name it, man. And so we're sitting there in front of the Starbucks, and mind you, I had no idea who my wife really was. As far as I knew at this point, she was a soldier with me for Christ and righteousness and never would ever cheat on me or do anything dishonorable to me. This is at the point where she is, she's there with me. She's with me. Like, as far as I know, we're together and we're going to support each other no matter what and stand up for each other no matter what. We protect each other. And we did have to protect each other in all kinds of different ways while we were together in California. And so we're sitting at the Starbucks. Hold on, I gotta light this flip up. So we're sitting at this Starbucks, right? And this zombie ass looking dude comes walking out of the mall and then stands in front of the Starbucks outside sitting area. Okay? And he is naked. He has a blanket wrapped around him, but he's not like wrapping it around him because he's trying to be modest. He's just kind of like super fucked up on drugs or something, or like coming down from him. And he's literally just standing there with his mouth wide open like a fucking movie, like he's a zombie, like way wide open. He's a black dude. And not that matters, I just want to put the context in and just be as, because I don't think I've ever told the story, so I'm going to be as detailed as possible. And what was I going to say? Oh, and then New World Order Defier just looking at this dude and being like, what the fuck is going on? Did this dude just like get zombified like last night and like did Flocka? And he's just what he looked. There was flies flying in and out of his mouth, and he's just staring at all the people sitting in the coffee sitting section right outside. And I had enough at this point. I started preaching as loud as I could to all these people sitting outside of the Starbucks and saying, y'all think this shit is normal. I'm a Midwest boy, Northern Arkansas, Midwest area boy, and I'm telling you right now, y'all got some shit fucked up here. I don't remember exactly what I said, y'all, but I went off. I was like, y'all just sitting here watching this happen. Y'all are desensitized. This is the state y'all want to run, and this is the politics that you are letting happen. This kind of shit is just allowed to go on, and nobody's going to do a goddamn thing about it. Not the police. The police ain't even allowed to do something about it. You see what I'm saying? Dude is naked. Okay? Looking like he's about ready to try to eat us. And this one, like, professor-looking, college teacher-looking dude, because I was preaching, like, anti-left, anti-right, but I was preaching, like, morals and Christian values, Rasta values, and I probably ranted for 20 plus minutes, and I was as loud as I could be. I wanted every motherfucking Starbucks customer to hear what I was saying, and I was calling them out for the bullshit, for them need to get their state and shit in their acts together, because a young married couple comes to have their honeymoon in California, the dream to go to California, which I'd never done, even just for fun, right? I get there, and that's what this motherfucking shit is this fucking horror movie shit, okay? It was a fucking mess. And so this one professor looking dude, he starts getting he's actually like really listening to me, and he starts getting really upset, and you could tell, and he starts fidgeting around like, is this Rasta ever gonna shut up? Because I just want to have my coffee. This is, you could tell he wanted to like retaliate or counter what I was saying, but he couldn't. He didn't have a fucking balls in his fucking ball sack to fucking do it with. Fucking beta male ass punk. If you want to debate me, you fucking debate me. Get over here and say something. I'm sitting here trying to fucking call you out, and you ain't got shit to say. Fucking corn-fed Midwest boy come around who's raised on the Bible and shit and doing what's right, and you motherfuckers are on some fucked up crazy shit over here, letting human traffickers just take people and shit. Y'all are fucking sick. You know what I'm saying? I was off on them motherfuckers. But positive part about being at that mall is this other crazy thing happened within the same day. New World Order Defier and I were starving at this point. I didn't have hardly any money, and we were trying to be real careful with the money that we had left. And I took plenty of money for us to enjoy ourselves, and it all got fucked up. Okay? I wasn't just irresponsible. I paid for the bus tickets, I paid for the food the whole way, I paid for the hotels, and then we get robbed and have to pay for hotels that we weren't supposed to have to pay for because Greyhound is the most fucked up system ever, and so on. So I ended up being a couple times. Some family members had to help out too on that little journey. But we're in this mall, right? We're sitting down inside at this point, wanted to get away from the zombie dude, right? And you could probably see the fear in our eyes and the stress on our face, you know, if people were to look. And this lady that was super awake Christian, like all the way awake, knows Jah's name, knows Yeshua's name, knows the entire conspiracy, walks past New World Order Defier and I, and literally looks straight at us and says, "You're children of the Most High Living God, and you are stuck in this weary place," or something like that. But she straight up said, "You're prophets." No, that's what she said, "prophets and children of the Most High." And had she known the truth about New World Order Defier, maybe in that moment, because of how extremely crazy everything was, she was actually devoted to me in one of her split personalities, like the side that would choose truth and righteousness, even if it's an act. Because you got to remember, after so long, you become compartmentalized into this act, and you start to believe it yourself. But, you know, this lady just straight up gave us like $400 or something like that, or I don't remember how much it was, but it was like a lot of money she just gave us. And we were starving, man. And I'm the kind of dude, I'm always fucking hungry. So if you can imagine going through all that bullshit, I was real hungry. You know what I'm saying? But the lady just straight up looked at us and said, "You're prophets and children of the Most High," and just gives us money. Straight up. And bought us a little bit of food. And New World Order Fire was so startled and everything. And when that lady said that, she was like, she just burst out and started saying, "Can we stay at your house?" The first thing she says is, "Can we stay at your house?" In California, where nobody wants anybody to do that because they don't trust nobody. And I was like, no, don't ask her that. Don't put that on her. She's gonna be thinking the whole night she's getting ready to get robbed, because that's how everybody is in California. And you could tell by being there in 2 days, you'd be like, "Oh my God, don't trust no motherfucker here." It doesn't matter whether you're in LA or you're in Eureka all the way up in the north. It's the same fucking shit everywhere. The first interview I had with a grower to get a job on a cannabis farm, was a fucking super shady fucking farmer that was not a good dude at all, and he was human trafficking and fucking holding people on his land. And oh Lord, I turned him into the fucking police is what I did. Fuck, I turned his number in, except that nothing ever came of it. When I called the police to tell him about what this dude was actually up to, because he straight up told us to our face, but he thought he was sly enough to where I wouldn't understand what he meant. But we did. And when he explained to me how my job would be if I was to work for him, he said, "You're going to be my floor whore. You're not going to get paid, but you'll get to eat." I just started crying right in front of him. I had no control. I just started bawling my eyes out, and because I was just like, it was breaking my heart. I was like, oh my God, I finally come out here to the place where cannabis is like really big and important, you know, and valid already, and to do the thing I would love to do my whole life, which is grow outdoors with the big boys, with the big girls that grow big trees. And the first motherfucker I talk to wants me to be his fucking slave. Literally straight tells me to my face that's what it's gonna be. You'll just get to eat. You won't get paid. You're gonna be my floor whore. And then he got really serious at one point. He was like, and don't you ever try to take any kind of leadership role on breeding or what strains we should grow or how we should grow them, or if you want to do it more organic than me, don't ever step up and take a leadership role in front of everybody, and don't ever do that. I'm the boss. I'm the leader, even if your idea is better than mine. I was like, whoa, this is a fucking cult. I started bawling my fucking eyes out like a baby, y'all. I was like, this is what y'all have turned cannabis into out here, because y'all are a bunch of fucking wicked, gangster, evil motherfuckers. Human trafficking, fag motherfuckers. That's part of this journey I went through with this girl. Y'all didn't hear that shit, did you? Fuck. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. I have been through the motherfucking shit show of shit shows ever. Like Job. Except for I actually didn't get the physical life of my loved ones taken from me. That Job's got me on that one. He tops me on that one. But what I went through was like second or third place. I don't want to compare myself to people in the Bible and what they've been through, in case God wants to be like, oh yeah, I'll show you what a hard time is. Remember Joseph? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's like worse than anybody in the Bible, but like I'm just saying that's how bad it really is. That like it could be a Bible story, straight up. So, I mean, I seen a fucking demon on my front porch. Never seen one of those necessarily. I've seen some things. What I'm trying to say is I don't seek it out. I don't see it regularly. When I was younger, I did, because I was a non-believer. And I experienced some things that were harassing me. But ever since I become Rastafari, I haven't had a lick of a problem with it. That woman comes around, I ain't seen nothing supernatural for years and years, because I've had peace when it comes to that thing, sort of thing. Because I chose Jah, right? And Jesus Christ. But she comes around, I saw that motherfucker real quick. I was like, oh shit. I'm telling you, I prayed over that house we was living in Iowa. I prayed over that house with my friend. There was nothing allowed to come in, period. That was him and I's special little sanctuary. And we had upwards of 400 cannabis plants in there a few times. So it was like a holy little garden house, okay? We didn't live licentiously. We didn't have girls over to just sleep with. We were like Rasta priests living together as brothers that couldn't find wives, and that just like did wholesome things together. Like we cooked good meals, and we played games together, or we just listened to truther videos after work every day, or you know, real just chill life. Like, and then she shows up. Fuck. She could have just kicked rocks and kept going for all I gave a fuck. I don't know why I didn't just send her ass back after the demonic possession. I should just went my own way. But that Appalachian dude was cool, right? I mean, I just snatched up the phone real quick and I was like, this shit is cool as fuck. I wish I could have filmed the whole thing from the beginning, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I had the credits in the end. Hopefully I got it in the video. But yeah, like, ain't no time for this black and white bickering bullshit, man. Like, to the core of the core, through the people of the earth who love the truth and righteousness. I mean, let's say shit hitting the fan on the max level, and you happen to be in a situation where you with a black person and you're white, or vice versa, and a Mexican and a couple other different races or whatever, you know. Do you think at the point, and let's say they all love the truth and know what the fuck is going on, you think for 1 minute that when that shit hits the fan, you're gonna look at them motherfuckers and be like, oh shit, they're all different races than me? Oh, no, you ain't gonna think that shit. You'd be like, thank God I got some brothers that know the truth and are down to ride against the beast. That's what you're gonna be thinking. So we ain't got time for all that fucking bullshit. And for people, there's some of these boys out here coming out here and saying shit like this. They'd be like, oh, the white people are gonna get back what they deserve for what they did to the Hebrews for the last 400 years. And it's like, first of all, white people ain't did that. It was the you-know-whos with the you-know-whats and the you-know-other whos. You see what I'm saying? The Serpent Cult boys that did all that, first of all. Second of all, each man is accountable for his own sin. And third of all, Jah done warned all y'all's punk asses, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Since you want to talk some shit like that, I'm going to call you some punks for saying some shit like that. I'm not talking about all Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. I'm just saying the ones that are saying this shit. Jah done told you, if you didn't read the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, right? If you didn't read that shit, it done told you, if you do these and those things and you turn your back on Jah, you're going to be enslaved. That's what it done. So don't play that shit no more, okay? I'm not saying slavery's right at all. But guess what? The Irish were enslaved. Black people enslaved black people. Muslim blacks enslaved blacks. White Muslims enslaved blacks. And 70% or more of the slave owners that own African American slaves in America were so-called Jewish. The other white meat. You see what I'm saying? I'm not white, I'm Jewish. That's what they say, huh? They're the ones that own a gangster rap, mind-controlling ass rap music industry. And all the other ones, too. This ain't no racist shit. I didn't say all people. I said they own that shit. I didn't say they all are in on it. So don't play me with no censorship here, YouTube. This is the Rastafari worldview as evidently explained and illustrated by the scriptures. Okay? By the testimony of Haile Selassie, by the testimony of Yahshua Messiah, by the testimony of brethren like Von Benjamin, Wyndham Yadden from Line of Judah Society. We ain't into that serpent cult shit. We ain't supporting it either. No matter what you say, you can call me anti-Semitic, you can call me racist, blah, 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 blah. The fact of the matter is I worship a black Semite. So you ain't calling this white Rasta racist. or anti-Semitic for that matter. Yeah. That race bickering bullshit. People still want to talk about that bullshit. Still want to talk about it. How about after we whoop the dragon, then we can talk about it? Let's team up, whoop that dragon, put that shit aside for a second, then we'll talk about it and we'll deal with the facts, and then you're going to be like, oh shit, Babylon system brainwashed me to think about Whitey as my enemy all the time. And you know what that does? It makes you some Whitey enemies. Because you're always saying that shit. Because they get tired of it. So here I am in the middle, trying to make a bridge for both folks all the time. I'm always having to deal with that. Okay, because I'm right here in Kentucky. You see what I'm saying? A big thing I hear is, I'm pro black, but I ain't gonna bow to black people because they think they're royalty. And that's the other thing you got to keep in check. That shit's some bullshit too. I ain't bowing to you. I'm bowing to Yahshua Messiah. Okay? And it ain't because he's black. It's because he's Yahshua Messiah. Until the color of man's skin is no more significant than the color of his eye. It goes for every color, period. It ain't significant. It ain't no more significant than the color of your eye. So quit acting like it is. The only supremacy is Jah. Period. If we think we're supreme over one another, the scriptures are pretty clear about that. There is a hierarchy and an order to things, just like the man is the head of the household, but that don't mean he's better than his woman. See what I'm saying? Judah gets salvation first. Judah holds the throne seat. Judah has the promises that were given to David, right? Because David is of Judah. Yeshua is of Judah and Levi, right? Mary's Levi. Joseph was Judah. But at the same time, since Joseph wasn't the literal father, what does Judah tribe represent? It's Jah's tribe. See what I'm saying? Like, it even alludes to that clearly in Zechariah. Also in the testimonies about Judah. It doesn't mean Judah was perfectly sinless as a whole tribe. That's not what it means. People like to make something that something ain't. They'll be like, oh, they dismiss the whole idea of the Judah thing because King David and Solomon weren't perfect. And it's like, that ain't got nothing to do with the word Jah gave to the house of Judah. He didn't say, Judah, if you ain't perfect in all ways, you ain't getting the promises. That's not what it says. But if you disobey the law, you will get the curse. See what I'm saying? Everybody wants to simplify everything into this, this or that sort of situation. I have been dealing with that mentality and trying to bring reason to people's minds on shit like that for years. Like, because you got these people basically trying to denounce the entire New Testament, and then they're in the so-called Hebrew camps. Right? And I'm not talking about necessarily even like Hebrew Israelite black folks. I'm not even just talking about that. I'm talking about there's a whole community of Caucasian sprinkled with black folks. It's not like there's no black folks involved, but there's like this huge, like, come out of the church Hebrew, quote unquote Hebrew roots kind of thing going on, right? And it's been going on for a while. And I'm under the impression that it's all psyop, because Christian is Hebrew. See what I'm saying? It's just not the Christian that they have created for this 400 years. Not this infiltrated, inverted Christian. Okay, the original Christian is Hebrew and in tune with that whole shebang there. I got a lot of stories to tell you about that because I've been to these feasts, and I can tell you that the CIA is involved with these feasts, and that the main idea is to denounce certain things and label them as a certain way, so that eventually not only are you missing out on truth, but the main goal will eventually be to get rid of the Gospels altogether, to say that they're a Roman fabrication, especially based on the testimonies of Josephus, whether or not those are being misinterpreted or misunderstood or misappropriated or not. Some of these people in some of these Hebrew groups, I've heard, and it's like a cult leader, like, like I'll quote something Yahshua says, like, Yahshua says that your body's the temple. And this dude tells me straight to my face and says, no, he didn't say that, and we're not the temple. And it's like, did you just gaslight me? Because that's what I think you just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some crazy shit in my day. And it's probably going to get crazier. A lot of people don't believe my shit when I say it, but I don't give a fuck. That's why I'm by myself. That's why I'm so alone. And that's why it's hard for me to get a girlfriend, because I'm so genuine and sincere. If I wanted to, quote unquote, just get laid, I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it. Because if I had this strange woman over, right? If I just had her over, and I didn't feel that genuine connection, and I didn't